All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by another live episode of Real Estate Titans, sponsored by Lionvault Media. I'm your host, Greg Fowler, traveling throughout the marketplace, interviewing the top real estate professionals in our field, essentially gathering insight, inspiration, really drives and motivates these top producers above and beyond everybody else in what I'd like to consider a real estate titan. Now, our very special guest and featured item today, all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona, none other than Shannon Gillette. Shannon, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you. I cannot wait to share you and your story with the Titan Nation. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Very good. And you're among incredible professionals. And I just cannot wait to dive into the series of questions. Everybody's super excited to really just get to know you and who you are and why you do what you do and just sharing your knowledge out there for the world. So I guess without further ado, Shannon, let's just start with the first question, which is really telling everybody just a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, your niches, why you do what you do, your path and your story.
Yeah, so I specialize in the Phoenix Southeast Valley. So like Queen Creek, Gilbert, Chandler. I actually started in real estate right out of high school. Actually went into property management and then new home sales. So I was the top new home sales consultant for 8 years.
Wow.
But if anybody has ever sold new homes, you basically live in those models. And I never saw my family. I got to see my oldest son when he took his first steps. I got it on a video while I was sitting in my model home sales office. So
Wow.
8 years of that, great experience. Had a lot of success with that. But then in 2014, I left new home sales to pursue a resale career, which was really tough. I had to start from nothing. Even my own family didn't consider me as a realtor, even though I had sold and closed hundreds of homes. So I kind of built this real estate career. In 2020, I sold close to $50 million in real estate, and almost every one of those closings came directly from social media and video. I don't buy any leads. I don't cold call. I don't door knock or any of that.
Unbelievable. And again, you're talking about what a path and career and 15 plus years in the business and really understanding your markets and the consumer behavior, buyers and sellers, from the new build to individual, and obviously growing the team and the nature. But Shannon, I want to break it back a little bit just to why real estate in the first place, and truly at such a young age. I mean, most people are getting into the business into their late 40s, early 50s, maybe. So, I mean, what was the thought at such a young age? Why real estate?
That's a great question. You know, right out of high school, I started leasing apartments. So I was 18, 19 years old leasing apartments. I was doing really well, you know, winning leasing consultant of the year. I did that for 4 years. I really got that passion of what it's like to help somebody find their home.
Okay.
And of course, I'm very goal oriented. So I just wanted the next thing, you know, then it was my goal to sell new homes. But back then, that was back in 2006, you actually needed a college degree to sell new homes. So the builders wouldn't even look at you unless you had a college degree, which was frustrated me so much because I'm like, man, I have so much experience selling and closing and all of this. So for 1 year, I applied with the largest builder in the country. I couldn't even get an interview. But finally I got an interview a year later. Got offered the job right as the market was basically collapsing. So I was selling new homes in the recession. But my first full year in new home sales, I was 23 years old, and I was one of the top new home sales consultants in the entire country for the country's largest builder. So I was doing awesome. It was great. It's a demanding, even more demanding, if you can believe it, than resale, because you just have no flexibility. You're in that sales office from, 9 to 7 o'clock every single day. But it was a great 8 years.
Okay. Well, and I love the fact that, you just, you dove in and you really made it happen in a big way. And that's through obviously a lot of hard work and effort and continual nature, just being the best you possibly can every day. And you had mentioned family and, balance and, telling that story, the first steps, catching that on video. And there's so many real estate professionals that are just sleeping and breathing their life into the business. And it's tough to have that balance and to really figure that out. So I guess, what's that like for you, and how did you really dial it in? I mean, no one's perfect, Shannon, right? I mean, we're all working, but what are your thoughts on that? And what advice would you give to anybody as far as the balance side? I think that'd be a great
Yeah,
perspective.
I have a pretty good Instagram following of other realtors, and that's a very common question I get asked almost daily is,
Hmm.
man, like I'm a mom, I have 3 kids, I'm married. I mean, and I sold 95 houses last year, and most of those were my personal transactions. So those are the actual people I took out, showed them the home, sold their listing. I do lead just a small team. There's 3 of us, but
Okay.
those are my closings. I think a lot of team leaders may say, hey, yeah, I closed 200 million, but they maybe weren't actually out in their car showing those homes and things. So
Well
I'm
said.
out there. That means I'm getting my phone is clients are texting me nonstop with questions.
Hmm.
Can I go see this house? All of that. So balancing that plus a family, raising 3 boys that are young, they're
Hmm.
5, 8, and 10.
Wow.
So it's not easy. So basically, I really have to prioritize my time. I get
Hmm.
up early. I schedule in things like even dinners with my family. I have to
Hmm.
schedule in because a lot of nights I'm out showing homes late. And
Wow.
this morning I took one of my sons to breakfast,
Hmm.
just, me and him. It's just really important to be very intentional with your time and taking out the things in your schedule that don't provide value. I don't watch much TV.
Hmm.
I don't sleep in, things like that. So it's not easy, but I try my best.
Oh my gosh. And Shannon, I mean, you're living proof of taking that as a true practitioner, right? You're looking at it from a personal standpoint and a business standpoint to really do the best you can in every facet of your life. And it's hard work, and it's not again always perfect, but you're making it work. So I guess the message to everybody out there is, look, there's no excuses. If you have a family and you have goals and you want to have a rich, full life in every aspect, it can be done. It can be done. And I just love that messaging behind it. Now, Shannon, you had really talked about Instagram and the business and how it's grown through social media and what you do, and it's not online leads and things like that. So could you share a little bit of background on your Instagram and kind of what you do and how you're generating this business, just for the audience out there?
Yeah, definitely. So I think how it started when I left new home sales, started fresh in resale. Nobody considered me a realtor.
Hmm.
I was like, man, what can I do different than, the other realtors out there? Because in my market in Phoenix, there's over 55,000 licensed realtors. The
Wow.
average person knows 8 realtors. Most people have their friends, their family have their real estate license. So I
Hmm.
had to be different. And what I saw when I was selling new homes for so many years, because I could only sell the new home, I couldn't, if somebody came into my office and wanted to buy one of my new homes, but they had a home to sell, they had to hire another realtor.
Hmm.
And I saw this trend that agents, they were listing homes, they were taking pictures, putting a sign in the yard, throwing the home on MLS, and they weren't marketing the home at all.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, I want to do something different. So I went on this journey to implement video. Every single home I list has a professionally produced video. And I basically went to Google and YouTube to learn how to target market my videos. So my average listing video is viewed about 10,000 times within the first week. And those are targeted views to based upon somebody's internet search history. So I
Wow.
wanted to be different first. So really marketing my listings
Hmm.
using social media. So that helped kind of, increase my following, helping sell homes through social media. But then as I transitioned into Instagram, I was like, man, realtors are using their Instagram as a nonstop commercial. You go to a realtor's Instagram page and it's nonstop home pictures, just sold, just listed, and it's like a commercial. So
Hmm.
going back to your question on
Yeah.
Instagram, because I get a lot of leads from Instagram, because I
Hmm.
treat my Instagram like a TV show. So if you
Okay.
think of back in the day when we used to watch TV before Netflix and stuff like that, when
Hmm.
we were growing up, you had to sit down and watch your show, and then there were commercials sprinkled in. You couldn't fast forward. You had to just kind of sit and watch those commercials.
Right.
So using Instagram as a TV show, where I'm letting people in on my daily life, and I could definitely give some tips of how I went about that. But now I have thousands of followers. I have people come up to me in my town because I live in kind of a small town.
Okay.
Just yesterday, somebody came up to me and they're like, "Are you Shannon Gillette?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I'm just a realtor. Like, what the heck? And they're like, "I follow you on Instagram." Some people are like, "Can I take a picture with you?" It is so crazy.
I love that. I love that. And you're talking about, I think the advice is crucially important when you're talking about treating it like a TV show. And what a beautiful example for everybody out there, because there are so many real estate professionals that it is just a giant billboard for business, and they don't share anything personal. There's nothing that gravitates towards human interaction and engagement. And it's just sales, sales, sales. And honestly, as you know, the consumer just doesn't care about that. They care about people and life and what's happening. And you're a true practitioner of this, Shannon. So normally I leave this question completely open, and it's still totally open, but I do want to kind of inject something in there because of your Instagram and how you run everything. If you could look back at your business thus far and pick or choose one or two things you added to the business, took one level to the next, what's that look like for you? And with that question, I would love for you to share some further advice with Instagram, for the people that are listening or watching, anything else that comes to mind to help grow and scale business. But
Yeah,
take
no,
that
I
wherever you
love
want to
that
go.
question. So first, if anybody's watching this and they're like, you know what, I don't need Instagram. Some people are like, I'm too old to learn Instagram. The largest pool of buyers right now are millennials. They are on Instagram, they're on social media, and that's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you are never too old to start on Instagram. And the great thing about real estate is there are so many different avenues of generating leads and how you can, do your business. I focus on two things. I'm a big fan and believer in consistency. I believe if you pick a few things and you're consistent, you're going to sell homes. You're going to have people call you and say, hey, will you be my realtor?
Wow.
And literally people call me. When I look at my 95 closings last year, most of those people reached out to me and they're like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. I see your videos everywhere. We're thinking of selling our home. Will you be my realtor? So number one for Instagram, don't worry about how many followers you have. If you have 20 followers, that's still 20 people that can be your fan club, and it'll grow over time.
Wow.
If you have two Instagram pages, say you have a business page and a personal page, and your personal page is private, just to your friends and family, this is scary, especially for moms. It still scares me every day because I do have some crazy people that follow me and they see the inside of my life,
Right.
But you have to do what I did several years ago. I deleted my business account and I moved my personal account over to kind of my business page. So I can still run ads and stuff from there. But it's basically, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have 3 kids. I'm a mom. I'm actively involved in my church. I'm not afraid to share the fact that I go to a Christian church. Like all of the things that are really important to me in my life, I share those. And I don't worry about offending somebody because those people probably wouldn't be the best clients for me anyways,
Yes.
So having your page personal, and then I really focus on my Instagram stories. So Instagram stories are just 15-second clips. Every single day I'm posting at least probably 10 things on my Instagram story. So they're just little insights to your day. Maybe you don't post the same thing every day, but you could start off as like, say you're working out in the morning, like a little video of you're going to the gym or what you're eating for breakfast, or you're going to show homes, a little picture of the kitchen. So people now feel like you guys are friends. They feel like they know you. Of course, people want to work with who they know, like, and trust. And also you're staying top of mind. So my goal with my Instagram stories, if anyone's on Instagram, they know you can see who sees your story. Right now I'm to the point where I can't even look at that because it's so many people, but my goal is I want to look at everyone that sees my story. And if they were asked, who do you think of when you think of Queen Creek real estate? I want everyone to say Shannon Gillette, like she's just top of mind. And that will help you sell homes, and you'll literally have people call you and, social media is just so powerful. So just stop with the nonstop commercial stuff. Nobody wants to follow that. Ask yourself if you were following, say, a car salesman and all they did was post about cars, like, look at this car I just sold. Isn't this awesome? But then let's say that same car salesman let you in on his personal life. Maybe he has a dog and he likes hiking and he has some kids. Like, you'd be like, man, that I'm going to think of that person top of mind next time I want to go buy a car because I feel like I know him.
Wow. I mean, when you're talking about that, Shannon, I know that everybody is extremely excited about this content, and it's nothing that's overwhelming. You literally had mentioned almost documenting your daily activities that you would do just to inject people into your life and into your world. And I would agree with you 100%. There's a closer bond, using the car salesman as an example. If I were to see their kids and their dog and their travels, and really find that mutual commonality, the humanality and the connectivity. There's a deeper relationship there, so that when they do talk about cars and or houses, either way, you know, whatever product or service you're about, they're more likely to listen and connect. And that's beautiful. And it's in the simplest forms. I love the fact that you'd mentioned don't get concerned about the numbers, because yeah, 10, 20, 30, 100 people, that is your tribe, and it does grow over time. Now, you have amassed a wonderful following, and I want to encourage everybody who's watching and listening is please follow Shannon on Instagram, on all social media platforms, but Instagram particularly. And two parts, really. One, so that you can connect with her, ask questions if you're newer into the business or you're seasoned, you want to collaborate. I always kind of leave the Titans open that way, not throwing anybody under the bus. But secondarily, I think that learning from the best and brightest, you can look at what Shannon's doing as a daily practitioner every day and take that to your life, to your market, and change your business the same way. I mean, I think that that's just a beautiful idea. We should all be following each other. We should all be learning from each other. No one knows it all, and no one should pretend to. I think that's a great balance. So I'd encourage everybody. I'm going to have links down below so that everybody can follow Shannon. Absolute wealth of knowledge all the way through and through. Now, Shannon, is there anything else that you wanted to mention in that question before we kind of finish everything up? I didn't want to stop you short if you wanted to talk about anything.
No, I mean, I love that idea, just because some people are like, I don't even know what to post, you know, follow some people that are great on Instagram that are letting you in on their daily life, and then you can get some inspiration. Also, being consistent in just different things that, you know, like I specialize in video. I'll never list a home and not have a professionally produced video for my listing. Yes, it's a seller's market. Yes, people think I'm crazy. Why are you investing sometimes thousands of dollars in marketing for a listing that would probably get a few offers just thrown into MLS? But you have to stay consistent, because you're going to stay top of mind. The market's probably going to change one day. And I don't think we should take any shortcuts in this market. And right now, with it being a seller's market, especially in my area of town, every home has multiple offers. So developing those relationships with other realtors really helps. In social media, you know, you should be following other realtors and developing relationships with them and liking their posts and commenting on their posts. If they just said they sold a home, you know, congratulate them, because then when you go with an offer on their listing with your clients, they're going to know you, they're going to like you, trust you, hopefully, and it'll give your clients more of an advantage. Plus, social media gives such great, you know, opportunities for off-market listings, which are really important right now. And all of those millennial, the biggest buyer pool right now, they're going to be Googling you. So what does your website look like? I mean, I invested a lot of money in my website through Agent Image. You can also check out my website at GilletteGroupAZ.com. Maybe get some inspiration there. Your website should look awesome. You should have a professional looking email address. If your email address is, you know, hotrod22 at AOL.com or something, like, get a domain name for the end of your email address, because this generation that's becoming just such the big buyer pool and seller pool, they care about all of that stuff with branding and all of that. And you know, if they're easy changes, and Google yourself, what comes up, you know, have some videos, hire a videographer and do an about you video so people can learn about you. And there's just so much power in social media and video.
Shannon, my mind was literally firing off left and right. I mean, piece of advice after advice, all that stuff is crucially important. And I would agree with you. Anybody who's not doing any of that or implementing any of that, take it one step at a time, do one thing at a time, but all of that should be done in some form or fashion if it's not already. And then if you are, how do you elevate it? How do you take it to a higher level? So check out Shannon's website, go there, see different top producers from all over the country or the world and what their websites look like, what their social media presences look like. And again, put your spin on it, put your flavor and your life into it, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's being done. It's been done. But again, I think that that's just a wealth of knowledge. And Shannon, I know you and I could talk all day long just about that one section in there, but I want everybody to be excited and really follow you and get engaged with you and your content. So please do that. Follow Shannon, get involved, ask questions if you have any for sure. But Shannon, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, sharing your story and all this knowledge with the audience today. It's an absolute honor and pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Well, thank you for having me. And if anyone has more questions, I respond to every single direct message. So feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. This is great. And I will have links in the comments down below, as always, everybody. And Shannon, I have to say this, you are an official real estate titan. So you are dubbed. That is a title that you can wear proudly. And I just want to thank you again. But everybody, as always, thank you for your time and attention, your love and support. If you like what we're doing with Real Estate Titans, don't forget to like, subscribe, you know what to do. I do have to give our sponsor a quick shout out, Lionbolt Media. If you are a real estate professional looking to grow and scale your business digitally, dominate your local markets, and generate immense amount of brand awareness, visit lionboltmedia.com. We are live here on Real Estate Titans every Tuesday afternoon, a different Titan, a different location. Catch everybody in the next live episode of Real Estate Titans. Take care. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.